The real reason you're not seeing results in the gym is very simple, but you're probably overlooking it. Now look, I'm not the biggest guy in the fitness industry, and I don't pretend to be, but I've built a solid and athletic physique over the years that I've been training, while still running a couple of kilometers a week and not really taking fitness as my entire personality. But if I compare myself to maybe, let's say, Mike Thurston, you'd ask me, do you even lift? And you'd probably say that I'm skinny and I don't even work out. And honestly, that reaction is part of the problem. Social media has completely changed our perception of what's actually achievable, whether that's naturally or enhanced. You scroll through Instagram or YouTube, and you're constantly seeing the top 0.1% of the physiques, whether that's enhanced athletes, elite genetics, filters, angles, all of it. You'll only see people in their best form. I'll give you an example. I had a client who wanted to look like David Lade, and I respect the ambition, but he wanted this transformation in less than a year. And I had to be honest, there's no way he would get to that level in less than a year. And guess what? I lost the client because he said he could find it somewhere else, basically. Oh well. As a coach, I'd much rather be honest than sell these false expectations. And maybe you're in the same boat as my previous client. You've got a physique in mind, someone you look up to, and that's great. Goals matter. But if your expectations don't line up with your reality, you're going to quit before you even get close. Here's the truth. What a mediocre physique looks like on social media is actually a great physique in real life. Trust me, even my physique, which I consider mediocre, still is actually a good physique when you go into the real world. If I go to the beach, people will think that I actually work out. And I think that's a physique that most people actually kind of wish they had. Not to say that I have a great physique, but this is where the big problem lies on, comparing ourselves to people on social media. So you need to reset these expectations to align with your reality. Now that I kind of reset these expectations, let's talk about what truly drives results. Because at the end of the day, getting a physique still takes a lot of work. You can't just show up in the gym, go through the motions, and expect changes. Here's what you need to know to get 90 to 95% of your results. 90 to 95% of your results will come from doing the basics and doing them consistently. Forget the hacks, forget the magic tricks, forget the supplements, the crazy diet plans that these influencers give you. They don't work. A few years back, I simplified everything. I simplified my training, my diet, my recovery. And guess what? I made more progress in 2 years than I did the previous 3 of my lifting journey. Because I finally stopped trying to be perfect and trying to follow these influencer guides. I just focused on the fundamentals. Now I know what some of you might be wondering. Okay, how do I know I'm doing the right thing? How do I make sure I'm actually on track? Here's where it gets easy. I want to help you guys. If you're serious about getting results and you want a free workout plan and a free diet sample and extra guides to help you achieve your fitness goals, then check out my newsletter down below. You don't have to worry about figuring it out on your own. Just sign up and all the tools that you will ever need will be there. But remember, even with the perfect plan, with the perfect diet, you still need to put in the work. I don't promise any magic. Let's talk about one of the most critical factors when it comes to building muscle: progressive overload. You can have the best workout plan in the world, but if you're not training hard enough, if you're not progressing, nothing is going to happen. Nothing is going to change. I see this all the time in the gym. Just yesterday, I was working out and I was looking at some people lifting weights, but they don't even try. They don't even push themselves. They're just going through the motion. I was seeing a man who probably weighs around 90 kilos and he's benching 30 kilos. People don't train hard enough. You need to train hard. Progressive overload means you increase the weight or repetitions on a certain exercise on, let's say, a week-to-week basis to challenge your muscle to eventually grow. You need to create a stimulus so that your body adapts to it. If you stick with the same weight or repetitions, there's no need for your body to change. This is the foundation for muscle growth. Again, if you're lifting the same weight on every session, there's no need to change, and therefore your body won't change. Training hard doesn't just mean lifting heavy weights. It also means training close to failure or to failure, and not just stopping because you're feeling a bit uncomfortable. because it starts to get hard. Like I said previously, most people don't push themselves hard in the gym. That's why most people don't get results. You need to push yourself hard. If you're watching this video, you probably want results. So again, push yourself hard when you go to work out. Now let's talk about something that most people get lost on: nutrition. You don't need to obsess with meal timings, supplements, whether this is the best source of protein or carbs. The truth is, you need to simplify it. If you want to gain muscle, you need to eat on a calorie surplus, or at least in the maintenance phase, and eat a lot of protein. And if you want to lose fat, all you have to focus on is a calorie deficit diet and still hit a decent number of protein. Beyond that, just focus on whole foods. And actually, one thing that people neglect a lot is foods that you actually enjoy. Don't consider your nutrition to be a diet. It's not sustainable. If you consider food as diet, it won't be sustainable in the long term. You need to find a way to view nutrition as sort of a lifestyle. Don't get lost in the details. None of that matters. What works best for you might not work best for me. I love bread. There's no way I would cut off bread from my diet. You might have certain types of food that you cannot cut off, and that's totally okay, because at the end of the day, what matters is either calorie surplus or calorie deficit and hitting a certain level of protein. 90% of your results with nutrition will come from these basics. Stop obsessing over the perfect meal. Whether it's a simple chicken and rice or a fancy recipe, it doesn't matter. Just eat enough, get enough protein, and make sure you're fueling your body properly for the goal you want to achieve. Here's another simple but often overlooked truth. You need sleep. But you hear all the time, you need 8 hours of sleep. And yes, more sleep tends to be better. But here's the thing, some nights you won't be able to sleep the 8 hours. You know it, I know it. Life gets in the way. Most of these influencers that tell you that you always need to sleep 8 hours probably didn't have a stressful 9 to 5 before. Sometimes life gets in the way. Late nights, early mornings, stress. It just happens. But remember, even if you don't get 8 hours of sleep every night, you can still show up to the gym. You can still get results. Sleep when you can, recover when you can, but don't use lack of sleep as an excuse to not show up. You'd be surprised how many good workouts I've had with little amount of sleep. Just try to get as much sleep whenever you can. But if you don't stress over it. Life just happens sometimes. And to finish off, here's the main secret to get results. There's no secret except for one thing: consistency. There's no magic pill, there's no trick, there's nothing that beats consistency. If you train hard, eat enough, sleep well, but only do it for a week, you won't get results. If you do it for a year, you might get a bit of results, but if you do it for 10, that's where you'll get a lot of results. Consistency matters more than anything. It matters more than having the perfect workout plan. It matters more than having the perfect diet. Consistency is the secret, plain and simple. And check out this video so that you can see the mistakes that I've done and so that you can possibly avoid them as well.